Are your expenses growing faster than your income? Do your expenses feel like they're always one step ahead of your income? Understanding and managing where your money goes is the foundation of financial success. Again, there are only two ways of reducing financial stress. It's either you reduce your expenses or you increase your income. Hi everyone, welcome back to Talents and Treasures with Tola, and my name is Tola Williams. In today's episode, we'll be tackling a big part of our financial lives: expenses. E as in expenses and E as in expansion. So whether it's rent, it's groceries, or those sneaky subscriptions we forgot we signed up for, expenses are something we must manage. In today's video, I'll break this into three parts. The very first thing I'll talk about is the different types of expenses that we all need to know about. The second is the strategies to keep your expenses as low as possible without sacrificing the quality of life. And I'm stressing that. Number three is tips on how to expand your income so that you're not just getting by, so that you can thrive. So please stick around with me until the end of this video because I'll share some bonus tips on balancing spending and earning for long-term success. Let's start by understanding the different types of expenses. You can't manage what you don't know, right? So the very first category I want to talk about is the fixed expenses. Fixed expenses. These are costs that don't change from month to month. So think about like your rent or your mortgage payments. They don't change from month to month, typically. Think about car payments, insurance premium, and things like that. The second type of expense is the variable expenses. This fluctuates based on your usage or lifestyle choices. So for example, groceries, it can be this amount this month and then next month you can decide that you want to buy so many things. So groceries, utility bills depending on your usage, things like electricity and water, entertainment and dining out, things like that. Number three category is discretionary expenses. These are your wants, not necessarily your needs. So examples include like streaming subscriptions, gym memberships, vacations, and things like that. Number four, unexpected expenses. This often catch us off guard. They can be things like medical bills, car repairs, emergency home maintenance, things like that. And then number five category is your savings and investments. While these are not traditionally seen as expenses, allocating money for them is essential for long-term wealth. Understanding these categories can help you analyze where your money is going and where you can cut back. Okay? Next, let's dive into how we can keep these expenses low. We've covered the types of expenses. Let's talk about how we can manage and minimize them effectively. The very first thing is to make sure that you audit your spending. Audit your spending. Go through your last 3-month bank statements. You'll probably find some expenses you didn't even realize you had. I really want to take some time to emphasize here that it's important that you check your bank statement. Please check your bank account as often as possible. I typically check mine first thing every morning. You don't have to do that, but please check regularly so that you know what's going on there. You don't want anything creeping on you. On a particular day, I checked my bank statement and I saw a debit transaction. It wasn't my first time of seeing that amount, but I didn't pay much attention to it. But on this particular day, I got curious and I realized it was a subscription that we never signed up for. And they had been charging us for 8 months. 8 months. Please, if you see unauthorized transactions in your bank account, please don't hesitate to call the bank or the merchant and ask for a refund. Number two tip is create a budget. I cannot overemphasize the importance of budgeting. We'll talk more about that in a few weeks. Number three, cut unnecessary expenses. Cancel unused or unnecessary subscriptions. Because subscriptions are not usually high, we tend to think that they don't matter, but they do add up. They do add up. Resist the urge of just signing up for unnecessary subscriptions. Do you really need five streaming services? Think about it. If you eat out very often, you might want to reduce the frequency. It's okay to prioritize cooked home meals. You can save some money there if you want. Number four, negotiate your bills. Negotiate your bills. Call your service providers like your internet provider, your phone, your insurance companies. You can negotiate for better rates, and you'll be surprised how often this works. Trust me, it does work. Number five thing is to avoid unnecessary purchases. Now, I strongly believe that people should take care of themselves. You work so hard, so please take care of yourself, spoil yourself sometimes, but please plan for it. Don't be an impulsive spender. Plan for your purchases. Before making that big purchase, think about it. Focus on buying what you truly need and what is valuable to you. Not every sale or trend needs to get your money. Don't just buy things because they're on sale or because they are trendy. Okay? Number six, use smart shopping tips. You can buy things in bulk, things that you use frequently. Buy in bulk as much as possible. It does help to reduce some cost. You can look for coupons or cashback deals through your apps or loyalty programs. And you can also shop for off-season clothes and travel deals. You'll be surprised the reduction in those things when they're off-season and the prices. Number seven tip, DIY. Wherever possible for home repairs, cleaning, small projects, try doing it yourself instead of paying for services. Okay? By keeping your expenses low, you free up money to save, to invest, or simply have more breathing room in your budget. However, sometimes, you can take all the steps that I've discussed and your expenses still outweighs your income. That happens quite a lot. In such situation, what do? Cutting expense is just one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is expanding your income. So it's not always about just reducing your expenses. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do about those expenses, and you just need to increase your income. So let's talk about practical ways to earn more so that you're not constantly stressed about covering your expenses. Solomon tells us in the Bible that it was advising that you invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8, because you do not know what disaster may come upon the land. So apart from your regular 9 to 5 or your business, if you're a business person, what else can you do? What else can you do? Don't just rely on one stream of income to generate all the income that you need. You can have multiple streams of income. I'll talk about some things that you can do. Number one, you can ask for a raise. If you spend some time on that job, you can negotiate a higher salary. Prepare by gathering evidence of your achievements and then make the request. If you're a business owner, what can you do to generate more income? Can you add on another product or another service? Things like that. Number two, you can take up a side also if you can. Things like freelancing, skills like writing, graphic design, or coding can bring in extra income. You can do ride sharing or food delivery in your flexible time for flexible hours. You can sell handmade or vintage items online. You can also monetize a hobby. So are you good at photography? Are you good at crafting or even baking? You can turn your passion into profit by offering your services or selling your creations. Invest wisely. We'll learn about investment in week 8. Start small with mutual fund, index funds, or fractional shares to grow your wealth over time. You can also look into real estate or peer-to-peer lending platforms as you gain more knowledge. Online income streams. You can create content on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, or you can write a blog. You can teach online courses on platforms like Udemy or Skillshare, and you can also rent out your assets. Do you have extra space in your house? And if you don't mind, you can consider renting it out on Airbnb. If you have like tools or even parking spaces, you can rent them out too. Okay? Expanding your income isn't just about working harder. It's not about taking 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs. No, that's not what I'm talking about. It's about working smarter and diversifying your income. Ensure that you have passive income. Okay, we've covered the basis of managing expenses and boosting income. Remember, the key to mastering personal finance isn't about extreme frugality or constantly chasing after bigger paychecks. It's about balance. It's about balance. I want to say that again. This is not about extreme frugality. It's not about you sacrificing the quality of your life. It's about intentionality. It's about you ensuring that you're getting value for your spending. Okay? By understanding your expenses and keeping them under control, you create room to focus on what really matters. And by building multiple streams of income, you set yourself up for long-term stability and success. Imagine a life where you're not just surviving, but you're thriving. You have the money you need to handle your expenses, you can save for the future, and you can enjoy the things that you love most. You can live life and enjoy life. That's the goal. And I know you can get there. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. And please share in the comment section all the passive income strategies that I did not discuss. I know there's so many of them out there. Let's learn and grow together as a community. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay empowered.